Hi, my name is Alex Hargett, and I am the group coordinator for Group 5. Tonight, we are going to be discussing Case Study 3, which is from Chapter 16 on dynamic prescriptive models. My group members include myself, Sierra, Hannah, and John. We are going to be looking at performance lawn equipment, or PLE, and their decision to introduce a new prototype for a snowblower to the consumer market, and we are going to be using the dynamic prescriptive models mentioned in Chapter 16, including decision trees, risk analysis, and sensitivity reports to help performance lawn equipment determine the best optimal strategy for introducing their new prototype. And we have a little background information on this case. And so I've already mentioned that PLE is developing a new prototype for a snowblower for the consumer market, and they want to figure out the best way to market and sell their product for the best result. And in doing that, they have a decision to make. They have to decide how they want to market it and where they want to market it for their most optimal result. And they are deciding between either introducing their product on a global scale in the European market or evaluating how well this prototype does in the North American market and test out that market before bringing it onto a more global scale. So we are here to help PLE find out what their best decision is by using these prescriptive models. PLE is going to look at the high and low response rates for introducing this product both globally and in North America. And we are here to help with our decision trees and then analysis to follow. So after conducting some of this marketing research, PLE will have to make a final decision. Do they want to keep their sales in North America? Do they want to market this product on a global scale in the European market? Or do they want to drop the product altogether? Our prescriptive models will help PLE make a decision and find the optimal strategy for decision making. We will give our recommendation at the conclusion of this presentation, along with some justification and analysis for you.
Hello, I'm Hannah. In this section, I will talk about the two possible decisions that performance lawn equipment will face. The company will either introduce the product globally or evaluate it in North America. If the company chooses to introduce it globally, then it will cost $850,000, and it will only cost the company $200,000 to evaluate it in North America. In this slide, we have included the decision tree that we created for better visual of the decision that PLA faced. If the company to introduce the product globally or evaluate it in North America, performance lawn equipment might find either a high or low response to the product. If it's introduced the product globally, probabilities of the events are estimated to be 0.6 for high response and 0.4 for low response. With a high response, gross revenues of $2 million are expected, and with a low response, the gross revenues will be $450,000. Also on this slide, we have included the decision tree that we created for a better visual of these events. If we evaluate the product in North America, probabilities of the events are estimated to be 0.7 for high response and 0.3 for low response. And there's no gross revenue we're giving. Sierra will continue with the expansion of the decision trees on the next two slides.
Hello, my name's Sierra. This is the North America High Response, and the PLE will stay in North America with the expected revenue of 1,200,000. If the global market has an additional 200 at a cost for additional 200,000, and the profitability is at 90%. At this high, it is 200. It's 2 million, and at its low is a 10%. It is 450,000. And we're gonna go to the next slide. In North America, at a low response, will remain. Hold on. If the response remain low, and an expected revenue would be 200,000, and the global cost should be 600,000, with the high global response of 5%, which will give you 2 million, and then the low response for the profitability should give you 95% at a total of 4,050 in cost. Going to the next slide. This is the North America complete expansion from the low and high. It includes the profitability and the low amounts and everything that we have summed together to get the finished product. And Joan will inform you about the rest in the next slide.
So as you can see in the green, the optimum strategy is to go in North America with understanding that if the response is low, we will stay in North America to minimize our exposure. And if the response is high, we will continue to market globally with an additional cost of 200,000 to maximize our optimum output right north of $1 million. Our sensitivity report shows that currently we have a probability percentage of 70% to get our optimum strategy. As that probability decreases, so does our expected value. So once we reach 30% probability for high response of North America, the expected value maintains at 530,000 and does not decrease as we continue to decrease the probability of the high response. And on the risk profile, and so we know that we have up to a 63% probability of high and as low as 7% probability as low. And so our expected value is as high as $1,008 and as low as $3,500 with the risk profile that we have associated with this program. So in summary, our final recommendation, as stated, is to use North American test market with a risk profile as high as 1 million and as low as 3,500. And with this, we can optimize our expected value. Just by adding an additional 200,000, we can market globally to maximize our total expected value. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?